Jaime Meline, better known by his stage name LP, is an American hip-hop recording artist, record producer, rapper, and entrepreneur from Brooklyn, New York City. Originally a member of Company Flow, LP has been a major driving force in alternative hip-hop for more than 2 decades, producing for several notable underground rappers. LP is the co-founder, owner and chief executive officer of the Definitive Jux record label. LP is also a member of the Weathermen and art collective Cardboard City. In 2013, he formed the hip-hop duo Run the Jewels with collaborator Killer Mike. Life and career: Meline is the son of jazz pianist Ari Keys and is of Irish, Cajun and Lithuanian descent. Getting involved with the hip-hop culture of New York City at an early age, LP decided to pursue a career in music after being expelled from several schools for problems with authority. At his 18th birthday party, he met Mr. Len, whom he had hired as a DJ for the night. The two quickly became friends and formed Company Flow in 1993. They released their first vinyl single, Juvenile Techniques, in 1993. Big Just later joined the group and in 1996 the trio released its debut EP, Fun Crusher. Subject to a major label bidding war after the success of the EP, Company Flow waited until it could get a contract on its own terms. The group eventually signed with Rawkus Records, and released its debut full-length album, Fun Crusher Plus. After an instrumental album titled Little Johnny from the Hospital, Breaks and Instrumentals Volume 1, also on Rawkus, disagreements between LP and the label led to Company Flow leaving Rawkus. LP then decided to start his own record label, Definitive Jux, and because of critically acclaimed albums such as Cannibal Ox's The Cold Vein and Aesop Rock's Labor Days, the label quickly rose to prominence. Company Flow dissolved amicably in 2001 and the following year LP released his debut solo album Fantastic Damage, to wide critical acclaim. In 2004, LP collaborated with the blues series Continuum for a jazz fusion album titled High Water, which received favorable reviews from both the hip-hop and jazz worlds, as well as from more mainstream critics independent of both scenes. 2005 saw the release of Collecting the Kid, an odds and ends assortment including work from High Water and Bomb the System, in addition to several songs of unknown provenance. LP's second proper studio album, I'll Sleep When You're Dead, was released on March 20, 2007. It generally received very favorable reviews and became LP's most commercially successful album as a solo artist to date, peaking at number 78 on the US Billboard 200. In an interview about I'll Sleep When You're Dead, he identifies himself as an atheist. In October 2009, LP announced that he was working on his third studio album, titled Cancer for Cure. LP also was a part of a group called Central Services, which consisted of LP, Cam Tao, and Elizin Baker. In the fall of 2010, the EP Forever Frozen in Television Time, was released exclusively on the Def Jux digital download service. In August 2011, it was announced that LP signed with Fat Possum Records, which would release Cancer for Cure. Later that month, LP released a single off the upcoming album, via the Adult Swim singles program, titled Drones Over BKLYN. On February 22, 2012 LP announced on his Facebook page that Cancer for Cure was officially complete. The album was later released to music retailers on May 22. Run the Jewels Run the Jewels, a current collaboration of LP with Atlanta-based Killer Mike, was formed in 2013. The two rappers were introduced by Cartoon Network executive Jason DeMarco in 2011. The meeting led to several collaborations, including Killer Mike being featured on the song Tougher Colder Killer from Cancer for Cure while LP produced the entirety of Killer Mike's sixth album RAP Music. When RAP Music and Cancer for Cure were released within weeks of each other, a joint tour was planned. The success of the tour eventually led to the formation of Run the Jewels. Run the Jewels released a free album of the same name on June 26, 2013. The next year, on October 28, 2014, Run the Jewels released their second free album Run the Jewels 2. A third album, Run the Jewels 3, is planned for release in 2016. equals production and featured appearances equals, LP has contributed productions and guest rhymes to albums by Aesop Rock, Evil 9, DJ Crush, Murs, Cage, Mr. Liff, Prefuse 73, Delta Funky Homosapian, Mike Ladd, The High and Mighty, Jedi Mind Tricks, Asu Alone, Atmosphere, Techno Animal, and Das Racist. He collaborated with Alec Empire on the first Handsome Boy Modeling School album and with Cage and Chino Marino on the second. He was selected, along with DJ Shadow, to work on Rage Against the Machine frontman Zach De La Rocha's solo album. He has provided remixes for the likes of Beans, Beck, Blackalicious, Head Automatica, Hot Hot Heat, Dizzy Rascal, Sid Matters, 9 Inch Nails, Push Button Objects, Rob Sonic, TV on the Radio, and Yasa Shilder, among others. LP also provided the soundtrack for the graffiti film Bomb the System. Style. As a rapper, LP's style can be characterized by his dense, aggressive, and verbose attacks, which include notable use of metaphor, science fiction and fantasy themes and references, and associative wordplay. Critic Steve Huey describes him as one of the most technically gifted MCs of his time, spitting out near impossible phrases and rhythmic variations that simply leave the listener's head spinning. LP is a fan of science fiction, notably writer Philip K. Dick, and many of Dick's themes, such as paranoia and questions about the nature of reality, feature in LP's work. References to George Orwell, Arthur C. Clarke, and Star Trek spin-off Deep Space Nine sit comfortably alongside more traditional rap references, such as to the likes of LL Cool J and Boogie Down Productions. As a producer, Meline is notable for his innovative mix of bleak futurism and low-fidelity sounds. His dense, claustrophobic sounds are strongly influenced by Public Enemy's production team, The Bomb Squad, as well as other electronic artists like Art of Noise and 9 Inch Nails. 2004's High Water was a radical departure, pitting LP's beats and production against a jazz band under the direction of pianist Matthew Shipe, a fan of LP's music. In an interview with Shipe, Meline stated, LP has done some work as a DJ. In November 2004, he spun alongside Peanut Butter Wolf at a small Chicago club named Sonatech. Also, in the summer of 2005, at the Intonation Festival hosted by Pitchfork Media, LP did a short DJ set alongside Yo La Tengo member James McNew, both denizens of the same apartment complex in Brooklyn. He also did an all-instrumental set in 2010, at the Low End Theory in Los Angeles. Discography. Solo albums, Fantastic Damage, I'll Sleep When You're Dead, Cancer for Cure, with Company Flow, Funk Crusher Plus, Little Johnny from the Hospital, Breaks and Instrumentals Volume 1, with Killer Mike as Run the Jewels, Run the Jewels, Run the Jewels 2, Meow the Jewels. References. External links, Definitive Jux official website.